Hi, it's nearly Christmas, and so we're going to create something Christmassy in Blender. Today we'll be creating a Christmas scene with some snowflakes, some Christmas trees, and a snowman. So let's delete the default cube, Shift A, add a plane, scale it up 200 times because we want a nice big plane of snow, and then we can delete the light, we won't be needing it. Shift A, add a cylinder, that's what we want, GZ1. Let's bring it up the floor, and then we'll tab into edit mode, and we'll grab the top ring of vertices with Alt Select, and we'll GZ it up to a nice tree height. And then we can go Control R, add a few loop cuts, right click to not move them. We'll select this one, and we'll hit M and merge it at center. Then we'll select this one and hit O for proportional editing, and we'll scale it in so we get a nice tree taper. Shift Z so that the top point and it doesn't move all closer to this one. We'll make a nice taper, that looks pretty good. And we'll turn off proportional editing and get this circle correct because it's looking a bit wonky. Alright, so we'll create a trunk, Control R, and another loop cut here, move it up straight up all the way. Shift Alt, select this one, scale them both, Shift Z, that's looking pretty nice. Scale the bottom ring of vertices a bit out. Alright, very nice. So now we'll Control R a few more loop cuts into existence. Alright, we'll select all of these with Shift Alt Select, but we don't want to select that. Make sure to select inside the edge because it selects the ring parallel to the edge. And there we go. And then we can GG to edge slide and move it all the way up to the top, and then we'll scale Shift Z to lock the Z axis. That's pretty good. We've got some sort of tree-ish thing happening. And now for the laborious task, we've got to select every second edge in a ring. I'll show you and then I'll speed up a bit. So we'll Shift Select, but make sure in your edge select mode. Shift Select around, selecting every second edge around the loop. I'll finish this one. And then you just keep going. Alright, now we've got that done. Set your pivot point to individual origins, and now we can scale all these edges and make it look like that, and then set it back to median point and scale them all, but Shift Z, locking the global Z axis, and that looks a lot more like a Christmas tree. We just need some baubles and a star. So we can tab out of edit mode. Actually, let's texture this thing real quick. It's gonna be some simple textures because it's only a cartoon thing. So we will add a new material, wait for it to load. We'll make it like a dark greenish color. Very nice. We'll go into material preview so we can actually see this. That's looking pretty good. We'll leave all the other settings as they are. And now we'll add another one, and we'll tab into edit mode, switch it back to edge select, vertices select with 1, and then we can select this ring of vertices and this ring of, this ring of vertices, Shift Alt Select, gosh, this one, Shift Alt, that one, okay, thank God. We'll assign this material to that, and then we'll make it go orange, and then we'll go deeper, because orange darker is brown. Everyone knows that, or you should at least. And we'll tab out of edit mode, and we've got ourselves a tree looking thing. And now we shall add some baubles. So add a particle system real quick. Set it to hair. And we don't want those weird wacky things. We'll set the number to 50, because we don't want that many. And we shall set the render as object. We'll Shift A, create a UV sphere, G, Z, move it down, and we'll go back to here, and we'll set the object to that sphere that we said before. We can rename this now. So this is our ball. Goodness, I can't spell. And then this is our tree. And we don't want it to go on the trunk, so if we tab into edit mode, and then we can go right click, separate selection, and then we'll have our own little one here. Tab that out of edit mode, rename this one trunk, and we want to remove the particle system on that, and then we can parent the trunk to the tree. So select trunk and then select the tree last, and then hit Control P and set parent to object. And now we have them all in the same thing in our hierarchy. So we want to scale these objects down a little bit. They're a bit big for baubles, so it's very sensitive, just be careful. That looks about right. And then just keep tweaking the seed until you get no baubles on the very top, because that is not meant to be there. Oh, that's getting better. Just keep going until there's nothing there. Yeah, that looks good. Alright, and then we will make a material for the baubles, and we will make them all random, so they all have a different color and different roughness and things like that. So we'll turn into the shading workspace, and we will add a material for the baubles. So we want to go to the bauble, and we'll give it a new material. We'll delete, oh no, we don't want to delete that. We'll Shift A, go to input, and we'll want object info, and then to get the random, I have Shift A, get converter, color ramp, our favorite thing, put the random into the factor and the color into the base color, and wait for it to load. And then we'll have different colored baubles, but these aren't exactly the right color because they're all just black and white. So we'll set this to constant, move this over here, there's some half and half, that's pretty good. And we'll actually make 3 different types of baubles, or as many as you like actually. One will be red, make it like a maroonish color, that's good. And hit the plus, and then the other one will be like a silver color, that's pretty good. We'll make it shiny afterwards. And then this one will be like a brighter red. Yeah, that's okay, that's not too bad. Brighter than maroon. Alright, so we got these, and then we want to randomize the clear coat roughness. We'll turn the clear coat up to full. That's looking pretty nice. And we'll also set shade smooth, so go see bauble, right click, shade it smooth, and then they're nice and smooth. And then we'll duplicate this color ramp, Shift D, move it down a bit. Still plug the random into the factor. Oops. Random into the factor. And then we'll put the color into the clear coat roughness. Wait for that to load. And then we want to set these all into a black and white value. So let's make the red ones like the shiniest. So we'll put that down there. And I'll just make the saturation 0, so it's always black and white. And then this one is already always black and white. And then we'll make the red ones, the maroon ones, the least black and white, the least rough of them all. And you can see the effect it has here. So these ones are really shiny, these ones are moderately shiny, and then the red ones are not shiny at all. Except we want to do this as well for the roughness, just on a lesser scale. So plug the random into the factor again. Got it that time. Plug the color into the roughness. Wait for it to load. And then our effect is really emphasized. I'm going to tone down the red because that's basically 100% reflective, so you can see that below the clear coat it's happening. That's pretty good. Okay, I like that. Maybe tone down on the maroon. Yep, that's the maroon. So I'll select this handle and then tone it down even more. That's pretty good. Alright, so we've got our baubles done. We just need to do a star. So layout. So go to edit, preferences, and then go to add-ons, and then select extra objects. Add mesh extra objects. Tick that box there. Why can't I tick it? There we go. And you can close that now. And if we press Shift A now, go to mesh, and then go down to extras. We got a simple star. And we want 5 points because that's a classic Christmassy star. So we'll tab into edit mode, Shift Z because it's below. And then we can go and ahead and select this one, G, Z. Oh, yeah, that's right. And then move it down by -0.25 because that is, the star is 0.5 meters. And then move this up by 0.25. G, Z, 0.25. And then boom. And then we'll select the other edge as well. And then we can hit M and by distance. And then we've got our star thing here. You can turn off X-ray mode. Very nice. And then we'll rotate it along Y 90 degrees. Because then our 2 points is up. We're just facing the wrong way. G, Z. Move it up to here and scale it down. That's pretty good. And then we'll add a material. We'll make it nice, like a yellowy, goldy looking thing. We'll make it a little less saturated. Bright. And then we'll tone down the roughness. We'll make it like 0.1. And we'll turn up the metallic all the way. We'll see how that looks. That's looking pretty nice, like a flashy Christmas star. And now we need to duplicate these and make it look like a sort of pathway. And then we'll have a big tree and a snowman in front of that. So we shall set the camera. If you go into the camera settings, we want to make this about 500 because our plane is really big, just so you don't have any clipping issues. And then we'll put this a little bit off to the left of the center of the screen, and then we'll hit Control Alt Numpad 0. Boom, our camera is suddenly here, and we'll move this up a little bit. GZ, very nice. We want to parent star to the tree. Select the star, then shift select the tree last, and hit Control P and set parent to object. And now we'll move the tree GY over to the left a bit. Oh, we don't want the camera, so not centered. We want it centered on the x-axis, looking down the x-axis a bit. We'll make the tree, yeah, that's pretty good. And then a little bit up. So now we can go Control Alt Numpad 0 again. That's much better. I like that. And we'll move this along the Y again. We'll turn the star to face off. So R, Z. Move that over. And now select this. And the star and the trunk. Tree last. And then Shift D, Shift Z to lock it on the Z axis because we don't want these trees floating or sinking into the ground. And then move that there, that's pretty good. Shift D, move that. Shift Z, make sure to remember that. Shift D, Shift Z. That's pretty good. Shift D, Shift Z. We'll have 3 on either side, and then a big one in the middle. Shift D, Shift Z. Shift D. Oh, let's have one like nice up close to the camera. Just to give that some depth, and we can delete the trunk on that one. We don't need it. Don't need to be rendering extra objects, and then we'll select this again. Shift D, Shift Z. And we'll give these all a random rotation because they look all the same, because all their particles, all the balls are exactly the same place. We'll scale this up a lot. G, Z, move it up to the ground. Right click, and then we can just hit face project. And then G, Z, and then if we hit Control, that'll be moving the to the origins, so that won't work. Just eyeball it. I won't bother moving the origin. I'm just lazy right now. And then we'll scale up the balls. So go to the particle system tab, and then we'll just scale these up until they look right. Oh, sorry. Control Z, and then just hit the 8 button, because that means it'll be its own particle system, but rather than one for every single one. And now we'll scale these up. That's pretty good. Got all of those. Oh, cancel. And now we need to rotate these trees randomly. So R, Z, just the tree bit itself. And just repeat this. R, Z. We'll rotate all the stars later. R, Z. R, Z. R, Z. You could do this by changing the seed as well to give it even more randomness, but that means looking through a lot of seeds, and I'm not that patient. And now you can just re-rotate the stars back to facing you. R, Z. Z. That's good. This one, Z. And this one. Looking nice. Now we'll do the snowman and like texture the floor and make snowflakes all in the next episode. So see you then. Bye.